how's your retention? We're talking about retention at the moment of staff at the moment.
It's not too bad actually, if I'm totally honest, but we have had a couple of roles for the last couple of years, I would say, that have been difficult to find somebody who has stayed and stuck to it for a length of time.
Okay, what are those roles particularly?
More senior roles, senior valuers, management roles.
So, I mean, in my agency, actually, we've been trying to recruit a senior role, a sort of lettings director / branch manager since the start of the year. And we found it really, really tough. We found really a bit of a dichotomy. Either the people applying for the job just aren't the caliber, we don't feel have the skill set or the experience to step into that role, they're too junior, or they're good, but they are asking for a whopping salary. I mean, we feel we've offered a good salary. On average, anyone good coming to us is asking for 20-25% uplift on what we're offering, which actually just had a really sort of big chat with Anne, my business partner, at the tail end of last week, actually, and we just sort of said, look, I think we're going to have to bite the bullet on that one. We might have to wrap that uplift around certain performance targets. But if we want to bring this person in, which we absolutely do, and we want to get someone good, I think that's the price we're going to have to pay.
I think it's just a perfect storm. We've got the estate agency industry is doing a great job of imploding itself by consistently competing on fees, charging less, which means people are earning less, which by default means your retention is going to be less, which means you've got more vacancies, but your attraction is going to be less because the industry no longer pays the sorts of salaries that maybe the champions of tomorrow would be prepared to come for. So you've got this, it's like a symbiotic circle: charge less, pay less, lose people, can't recruit, and you keep going round and round this sort of loop. So, of course, people are attracted by initially a salary package. Yes, there's cultures and lots of other things that are going to have an impact. I happen to work with Best Business. They've got a fantastic culture there. It's very driven, and there's a lot of opportunity to earn. But even they have issues around some attraction because we're just in this position where the market itself is just becoming less and less valuable. If we were charging 2% a year ago, the market in any given town is worth 2 million. Well, now if we're charging 1%, the market commission in that town is now only worth 1 million. Everybody in estate agency land in that town is earning less. They're not going to be attracted, or they're not going to be retained.
I do think there's a very major issue which hasn't been discussed yet, which is the post-COVID environment, and that is that the problem you have with senior people, which is what appears to be the problem, is that they have a lifestyle expectation. And the issue with being a lister valuer, and I know from having done it myself for donkey's years, is that it's full on. You can't be a valuer or a lister if you're sitting at home. You have to be out and about meeting people and doing it. And the trouble is, the more senior people get, the more they want a home life. They've probably got a family. A lister's going to be a bit older, and it does make my life much more difficult. And I think somehow that work-life balance is an issue. It's exactly the problem that we had at D&G in terms of fulfilling some of the roles in the old days, and it's the same now. I don't think that much has changed. I just think the pressure's bigger, but it's post-COVID that's made it much more in focus.
Oh no, wages have definitely gone down. Whether it's the actual OTE or whether it's the basics, wages in our industry have gone down. I can remember what I was earning 20 years ago as a valuer, and I know what my clients are paying their people to do the same job now. They're not comparable. They're just not comparable. That said, we probably had to work longer, harder for our money then. But no, they're simply not comparable.
Pension is good, it's fine. I like to think that we pay well. We have a commission structure in place which is performance-based as well. We have a very much a family vibe, and that's something that we strive to keep, which is difficult when you go from one office to 4 offices in 2 years. To try and bleed that family culture across is tricky. I'm currently sitting in our Monmouth office, which is we're a month into this office, which is why it's still a bit of a mess. But I look at the market data for this new office, and we're recruiting for 3 positions in this office at the moment, 3. and I look at the market data, just some sort of snapshot for you. This office, available fees in its catchment area, available to all 9 agents in this town, is about 850,000 a year, between 9 agents scrapping for that. And yes, of course, there are a few agents that go further afield, compared to our Chepstow office, where it's about 2.5 million a year. So of course, we've got more people in Chepstow and than we're ever going to have here based on that. But it's, you have to sort of, I guess, consider that when recruiting, who you're recruiting for, how many you're recruiting for. And that's the tricky thing. I think staff retaining the team is fine. My challenge is finding good people especially in the rural areas. We've got Bristol just over the bridge, we've got Cardiff that away. Finding good people who are prepared to work in the provinces is that's my challenge when it comes to this.
Good stuff. And have you had to up your game with regard to the package you've offered?
Say again, Chris.
Have you had to up your game with regard to what you were hoping to offer your Monmouth team? I think I don't know at the moment. We're still recruiting at the moment, but it's tricky, isn't it? Because you've got other people who give everything in other offices, and there's, that introduces fairness across the branches, and based on people who are giving it their all. You've got to be careful with that as well. But it's a tough old gig recruiting out here at the moment. It is tough.
Obviously, retention is a crucial part of anyone's. The first thing to do is avoid the vacancy, but the second thing to do is establish: should I be recruiting, or should I be partnering with a supplier? Because generally speaking, now the elite have understood that you can't just keep recruiting. One, because wages are spiraling out of control to a degree, and two, at the moment, the wages are out to kilter with what agents have the capability of charging, so we've got a bit of a problem. But there are some great suppliers that will replicate what you do without the obligation, without the the full-time headcount. As long as you partner with the right people, recruitment, I don't think, should always be the go-to solution. And I own a recruitment business. So first of all, avoid the vacancy. Secondly, analyse whether do I need a headcount, or do I need a partner? Do I need a supplier? And you've got Moneypenny, you've got Viewby, you've got ASAP, you've got all these businesses that can come in, all these guys on these panel, absolutely 100% have the ability to lower your headcount without any degradation and possibly an improvement in whatever field it is they're doing. So by all means recruit, but just check first, am I just recruiting because that's what history says? That's what tradition says? Or actually, is there an alternative path there? Should I have fewer very highly paid experts armed with great suppliers and technology around them? Because I think that's where agency is going to go, because it's being forced there by market forces.
Yeah, I want to talk about a couple of things. Obviously, talking about staff retention, I think, it does start with being able to reward your staff, and that means making a good profit as an agent in the first place. And what I've found very interesting is, having not come from an estate agency background, I started my UMU branch just over 5 years ago, taken that to market leading agency in the town, and it shocks me. I spent 3 years where house prices were very stagnated, charged a typical 1% plus VAT fee, and look forward to the days that house prices increase, because with a percentage linked fee, that's great. And what did everybody around me do as house prices increase? Drop their fee in line with the house price, which I just thought was bonkers. I didn't understand that at all. So I'm now in a market where the average fee in my market is 0.8%, because house prices have gone up 20% in the last couple of years, and I'm 1%. And actually, still market leading. So I think the first thing is, you've got to believe in yourself, and you've got to charge a fair fee for what you do. And I've spent all that time looking at competitors in my market, saying, how on earth do you keep the doors open? And I still don't 100% understand that, but I guess they've got to have pretty solid lettings books to be, pumping, some cash through to just keep the doors open and the staff paid. But I think the key is that you've got to be charging the right fee in order to reward your staff right. I want to be able to, at the end of the year, give my staff, a nice sizable discretionary bonus if I feel like I've had a great year. But you can't do that if you haven't got great profits in your business.
And do you have a high street location, or are you outsourced to like an industrial unit office?
So we started started as you do, bedroom to boardroom, as they say. So we started there into a sort of an industrial office space, and we were lucky enough to pick up a hybrid, something between a shop and an office, but happens to be in a fantastic location in the town centre that we're able to brand up, that we come and go as we please. So we get the benefit of high street branding, so to speak, but with the flexibility of office working. So, while we can have the general public meet us, it's generally by appointment, and our staff can come and go. So I'm not constrained to having somebody in the office all day long, just in case someone walks in the door once a day, that type of thing.